What does a record label actually do? Okay, so this summer, I'm gonna do a little summer school series, Music Business 101, breaking down different parts of the music industry. This is part one, all about record labels. Even if you know nothing else about the music industry, you've probably heard of companies like Columbia Records, Atlantic Records, Capitol Records. Those are all major record labels. All three of those that I listed have been around for a long time. That's probably why you know the name of it. Record labels are in charge of creating master recordings. So let's take it back to like the olden times, pre-internet. If you're an artist, let's say you've been gigging around LA, you have some amazing songs, but you don't have the budget to go get them recorded. You would align with a record label, you'd sign there, and they would give you an advance or an upfront payment, which would help you cover your living expenses and also the expenses of recording. They would help you get in touch with top producers, top studios. And then once all that's done, they would use their connections to record stores around the country and make sure that you got shelf space and you got distribution. Back in the day, if you were like, let's say in the CD era, it's not cheap to print out a bunch of CDs that you don't even know are going to sell. So the record label would eat that cost up front, thinking that on the back end, they are going to make royalties. In a digital age, this is all still true, but the cost of recording your songs has gone down significantly, which is why a lot of artists, in part, I mean, it's a complicated thing with many facets, but one of the reasons why people don't align with the record label as early as they used to is because they think they can do things on their own without needing that upfront check. On top of just the pure recording, they help you figure out your cover art, they help you market your music once it's out, and in exchange, historically, they've gotten some form of ownership and royalty streams over your master recordings that you made under the terms of the deal. So in a best case scenario, a record label is bought in with you to make your record succeed. The worst version of a record label, which is where you hear all the horror stories, often comes when they sign an artist, let's say they're on their second album, things aren't moving the way the label thought it was. And basically the label takes the stance that we already spent all this money on the first project, it didn't work, so let's just let the second project come out without much help and see how it does. Meanwhile, the artist is like, why did I even sign here if you don't even want me? The label's like, well, we still got a couple albums left on the deal. We don't want to cut you necessarily because if you do blow up, then we're going to make a lot of money, but we're also kind of done trying. So, are record labels evil? I think you just have to remember that record labels are businesses. They aren't doing this just because they love your art. So obviously, given artists are in it for the art usually, and labels are in it for the business, there are inherently going to be conflicts between the two of them. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about record labels. And if you're into this kind of thing, check out Billboard on the Record. It's my music business podcast. Every week we have on a new artist or top executive to talk about a different facet of the music industry. Our latest episode is with John Summit. He's obviously a huge name in the dance music world, but he also runs his own label.